first, could you guys tell me a little bit about how you got together and started making music together?
Well, it goes back a long way. We basically grew up in the same sort of area, but went to different schools and sort of knew each other from around the traps. We're both surfers and surfed at the sort of same beach, and we used to get up and go surfing before school. Actually, that's where I first remembered Matt. Matt had a friend which I now know calls Hegman, with long curly blonde hair, and he had brown hair. So they were the two guys that were always out early, and I was out with my mates. Then he started DJing. This is the long story. He started DJing, and I was the bartender at a bar, and I figured out that he liked drinking tequila and I liked pouring it. And then I used to play in bands and stuff, and then I said to Maddie, what's going on here? I was always sort of fascinated with what he was doing, and then I said, well, what do I need to get? And he said, you need 2 times Technics 1200s and a mixer. And then I started buying records where Maddie was buying records, and then we started sort of just playing together. And then as one thing led to another, you sort of like think, well, how can I make my sets more interesting? So we started doing mashups and bootlegs, and then we sort of went from there and went into full-scale production. I guess that's the long and the short story of it.
I love that tequila kind of brought you guys together in a roundabout way. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I know, but Matt sort of distanced himself from tequila now, but I'm still holding the relationship strong.
Someone has to. That's understandable. What year was that about?
I reckon that was about 2003.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe even 2002.
I think that's when you probably got your decks. I was always, as I said, playing guitar and that type of stuff, but then went to Ibiza, thought, wow, this is fun. So everyone having fun. And then I said to my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, I want to get some decks, I want to try it out. And then, it was just sort of like an organic progression from there. You go to Ibiza, you get some decks, you start buying records, you want to make mashups.
Yes. And then here we are now. When you created that song, did you have any idea what it would do, how much it would blow up, or was that a complete shock to you guys?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a shock. No, we had no, we were just trying to make songs for our DJ friends that would play them and, get to travel around the world playing in really underground clubs. We weren't trying to be on the radio at all, basically.
And then here we are, 10 years later.
Here we are.
Here we are on hot radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I shouldn't say we weren't trying to be on the radio. We weren't trying to be on commercial radio with pop stars. Put it that way. We definitely didn't think we'd get played after Britney Spears.
Fair enough. It's been in so many different TV shows, movies, games. Is there something that was the coolest to you guys that the song was in?
Now I've got kids. It's so funny. It's like Peter Rabbit, then We No Speak Americano comes on, then Madagascar, and it keeps coming on. And obviously there was the big famous Inbetweeners dance.
Yes.
So I don't know if you would say that they're the coolest, but they're definitely fun. The coolest for us was just having our DJ peers posting a video of them playing it in a little club in Switzerland. That's where I remember that Maddie and I go, oh my God, how do these guys that we've been following on MySpace know our track? So that was very cool for us. But I guess having Daddy's track play on Madagascar's cool for the kid.
Definitely. Inbetweeners is so iconic. And what I also love is, I believe it might be a cover, but Just Dance has a version of it as well. The Wii game.
Yeah, we know that one. I definitely need to buy, is it a Nintendo Switch or something? Because we've just been sort of like, the kids come over and they go on YouTube and they do all the Just Dance ones, and the kids definitely like dancing to it. That's Maddie, awesome. Maddie wouldn't know about these things yet, but in a couple of years' time, you might.
December 4th, I know you guys have something planned to celebrate the anniversary. What do you have coming up?
We're doing an anniversary edition, basically. So, yeah, we were pretty... we obviously thought it was a fun and exciting thing to celebrate, but we didn't really know how we were going to re-release the song without, trying to improve on it, I guess we thought was quite hard, but I think we've somehow managed to pull together something that we're really happy with anyway. So we've got like a 10-year anniversary edition, which is similar enough that if you like the original, you won't be disappointed, but different enough that if you wanted something a little bit different, then hopefully you'll be happy too.
Yeah, very cool. Something to look forward to in 2020.
And we're also actually today, as we speak, I'm in Sydney and Maddie's obviously in LA. We're actually shooting a new little video clip to sort of celebrate it as well. So I'll head out to the shoot today to check that out.
Very
big.
Yeah. I guess the thing is, it's been 10 years and we think, God, like it took on a life of its own. And Maddie and I think, God, isn't everyone sick of it? But when you think about it, the kids that are 18 now were 8 when it came out, you know? So, like, there's room to introduce it to some new people in the clubs. But also the people that still love it, give them something a little bit new to fall in love with it again, hopefully.
For sure.
And we have some remixes. So we got like a couple of producers who we love, 3 different producers from Japan, Brazil, and Romania. So it's a very a worldwide mix, and they're all producers that we're friends with who make music that we're inspired by. So yeah, they've done really cool takes on it as well.
Well, that's great. That's a great way to celebrate the anniversary. And in the past 10 years since the song came out, what have been your highlights of your career? How did things change since this came out to the world?
Well, one of the biggest highlights was the fact that we were getting booked to play all around the world. And we finally found an excuse to move to Ibiza, which we did. I think it was in 2011 or 2000. I think it was 2011. So it just didn't make sense. I mean, we love Australia, but it's so far away from everywhere. So instead of like flying 24 hours to play gigs on the weekend in Europe, we decided to make the shift to move over there. And that was one really memorable time in our lives. I ended up getting married over there. Maddie was a groomsman in Greece that year. That was a really special summer for us in 2011. But yeah, every year's been different, fun, and allowed us to do exactly what we love all the time.
And that's the goal.
Today.
Yeah, that's amazing. At this point, speaking of which, in your career, do you have anyone on like your collaboration bucket list? Anyone you'd still like to work with that you haven't yet?
I think we've always said we love to work with Armin van Helden, which apparently right now is in a collaborative mood. So who knows? He's definitely up there.
Yeah, who did you just release a track with? I just saw. Was it
Chris
Reva
Slade?
Star?
Chris.
Oh, really? And Reva Star?
I'm not so sure about that, but we have a song with Chris coming out at some stage next year. So we're getting closer to Armin.
Yep, absolutely. It's like the 7 stages of Kevin Bacon? What do they call that? You just gotta climb and get closer and closer with people who know them. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Haven't heard that. I've heard 6 degrees of separation.
That's what it is. Yeah, well, Kevin Bacon has his own 6 degrees. Apparently you can trace back to Kevin Bacon. I don't know.
That's funny.
But
cool. Well, yeah, we could collab with him.
And then you put Kevin Bacon on the next track. I love to see it. In a time with all of, the pandemic and everything going on in the world where you guys make party music, but there's not really parties happening. What have you been doing to stay busy and just like kind of adjust?
I mean, we've pretty much been doing what we do, which is spend all day in the studio making music. And then I guess the other thing we normally do is then go and play it in clubs and festivals and stuff. So, we obviously have been missing that. But I mean, Andy's in Australia and I feel like it's about to open up for him.
Yeah, we at the start of the pandemic, we sort of started thinking, Maddie and I worked separately, but then obviously joined forces to finish tracks and stuff. And at the start, we were really inspired and we were punching out demos on the daily, if not weekly. But then there was obviously a stage where thinking, far out, when am I going to even test this record? I got a bit lost. This is me personally, got a bit lost. And then we started making some down-tempo stuff, and then we realized, hold on, people just want to let loose, whether it's in the car or in the kitchen or whatever. So then we just brought the energy and the party back And it's been, and then off the back of that, we had a release on Melee's label Club Bad, which is something that we're really proud of. So we've just basically, we're pretending that the clubs are open, and we're pretending everyone wants to have fun, because I think they do ultimately. You know, people want to, like it, whether you exercise or something, you want energetic, happy music. Even if the clubs aren't open and it's a bit somber outside, we're just bringing the party to everyone basically now in the studio.
I absolutely think you're right. People are needed. They're thirsty for that energy.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
Yeah, it's a good, like, so music's always been a good way to escape, you know, what's going on. So we've just decided to bring the party.
Yeah.
And like, it seems to be working again.
When this pandemic is over, do you both have a dream place to perform?
Oh, well, I just want to go back and see Maddie over there. You know, we had so many fun things cancelled this year. We were playing EDC. We had stuff in Ibiza. We had like all these like Yacht Week in Croatia. All these, like this year was meant to be a really fun year. So hopefully we can just, I mean, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to keep the momentum up with our releases, and then keep top of mind in the promoters, so we can build on, we'll pick up where we left off basically, because last year was super fun. And I don't know, we always want to go back to Ibiza, but I want to go see Maddie too.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I'd love Andy to be here for a week, you know, so we can actually be in the studio together, or a month even.
We had some fun stuff planned for Coachella as well, some parties.
Yeah, just all, I mean, obviously everyone's in the same boat, so it's not like we're alone in this complaint, but yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to be in Australia for summer, because that's what we've normally done, is even if we spend most of the year just meeting up, I'm always there for sort of December, January, February. But alas, we have a pandemic.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you guys get to be reunited soon. That'll be a great feeling, I'm sure. When was the last time you saw each other in person?
I know. And my niece is getting bigger. Like, you know, it's going to be over a year since I've seen her. My two nieces and nephew. Yeah. All those things. And my mom, my sis. Yeah. All those things.
Yeah. Hopefully
my dad.
sooner rather than later. Your family, yeah. Oh, my goodness. So here in the state of Maine, my final question for you guys is, our state motto is the way life should be. It's a very wholesome state to be in. So according to the gentleman of Yolanda Be Cool, what would you say is the way life should be?
I would say that life should be easy. It should be full of joy. It should be full of flow. And it should be with direction, but with non-attachment.
That's perfect.
Well, I remember, I know the answer to this question, because I once did this course, and they said, so what's the most important thing in your life? And everyone was sort of like, was yelling out things like success. And then someone yelled out, you know, financial gain, and someone else yelled adventure. And I was thinking, no, those all things are pillars. The most important thing in life is happiness, you know. So, and I think the most important thing, the easiest way to get the happiness is through love. So if it's, so if we could, what was the question again?
What? You were there though. You were getting there. The way.
No, I remember it was like, what the most important thing in life is happiness. So whatever gets you there would be what life should be all about.
That's perfect. And it's not always necessarily those things like success and financial gain.
No.
Like that. It can be.
Well, you know what the most important thing is? Health, because you can't have anything if you don't have health.
That's true. Yep. And as soon as you don't have it,
that's the building block. Right. And then you go from there into, I guess, well, love and health probably go hand in hand.
The foundation.
Yeah.
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 We can't have happiness without either of those things. Oh, who knows? Maybe you can be unhappy and healthy in a weird sort of way if you're sort of enlightened. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, not really, because you'd be mentally unhealthy.
Yeah.
It all comes down to that for sure. Well, you guys, congratulations on your 10th anniversary. That's so exciting. And I'm pumped to see everything you release in regards to it and beyond that. Thank you so much for talking with me today.